Who doesn't like pickled okra, pickled onions? You know, you can add them to your sandwiches. You can add them to, you know, when you have a barbecue, you can add them, or people just like to snack on them. You know, we'll cut an onion. What happens? We leave half the onion in there. We have garlic laying around. You know, we have, it never fails. At my house, Emily loves buying baby carrots. What happens? She'll eat like 3 or 4 baby carrots, have a whole bag of baby carrots in there. You know, try to give them to my dogs. My dogs knows what's up. They don't want no damn carrots. So this is what we're gonna do. So the onion, we're gonna get the onion first. We're gonna cut it. I like to cut it in half. Oh, this one has the skin. Then peel the skin off, right? Okay. So then, the way I like to do mine is I'll cut off this part here, and then this part here, a little part of the nalga. Cut that part off, right? And you'll be good. Then we get our onion, and you see how the lines are like this, straight. See how the lines are straight like that? We're gonna follow those lines. You see right here, right? The lines, right? So none of this way. So when you get an onion, right, and we cut it in half from core to the bottom in half, right? You're gonna notice that there's lines on the inside and on the outside, and that's what we follow when we cut. You know, we don't go the other way. We go this way. And hopefully your knife's sharp, unlike this one. Okay, I'm gonna cut my finger. All right, so like that. So you have this weird like skin thing, just take it off, no big deal. All right, and we get close to the edge, see, I get nervous too. All right, so a big thing is that when you're cutting onions, you start to cry, it's because you're a liar. I've had cooks wear goggles, which I make them take off because I think it's ridiculous. You know, I've seen people say you have to freeze your onion, but you work in the kitchen, who the hell's gonna freeze onions? Right? I've heard people say you have to wash your onion. You know, I've heard people say, like my grandma would tell me, that you're a liar, so it burns your eyes, you know. But I think at the end, you know, it is what it is. You gotta cut that damn onion, cut it, get over it, you know. But yeah, onions. A real important thing though, guys, is when we're cutting, we're using a knife, is that we always pinch the blade, right? So a knife like this, none of this weird stuff, right? Can you do this? What happens? Finger does this thing. Right? You can't control. That's what you're cutting right now. Like, oh, it's so slippery. Nah, your finger's slippery. That's what's slippery. You gotta grip it like this, right? And it's never gonna move, and you do what you want. And you always do the little claw, right? If you don't know what I mean, it's like this. Because this part of your fingers is what you're gonna use your fingers against. If you do this, you're gonna be good all the time, baby. None of this weird stuff, right? None of that. I know I've seen it. They have like a little fork thing you stick in there. None of that stuff. That doesn't work. If you know anyone that has it, let me know. I'll go buy it and I'll punch them for you, okay? So that's your onion, right? And then the jalapenos, you cut however you want to cut them. You could cut them in rings, right? Like that. The old school Tejano way, you know, or you could be all fancy and you could do this thing. You just take the sides off, right? If you're kind of like, if you're one of those people that are like, I like the flavor of jalapeno, but I don't like the spice of the jalapeno. If you're one of those fools, you can do it like this, okay? Some people like jalapenos, some people don't. And then in between that cusp, you have these people, the 1%ers, that love the flavor, but yet don't want the spice. My thing is, just eat a damn bell pepper. So then you cut the sides off like this, look, mira. Hombre. Okay, and then we do that, right? And then what we try to do is take off some of the veins, right? So some of this stuff right here, we go real close, right? And now you have, not all the heat, but you have most of the heat out of that already now, right? And then we cut it julienne style. See, like that. For you people that are afraid of spice, you cut it like that. Right, so it doesn't matter. Okay, now to pickle. So what we're gonna do is, we had talked about rice wine vinegar. I like using it for everything, like I said, because it's already sweetened, and we can always make it sweeter. It's just white vinegar is super strong. The same technique that I'm using, you could do it to make escabeche. And people that don't know, it's like if you want to pickle cauliflower, pickle carrots, You know, let's say like you go and you're kind of like, man, I need to make a snack for the football game or basketball game. This is something you can make in one big batch, and it's good. It's good for a long time. The same process, you would just boil it, right? And then you would throw it into a container with whatever you're gonna pickle. The things that go very well together though are gonna be like celery, carrots, jalapenos, cauliflower. Those are the big things that go well. And you just pour it, wrap it, throw it in your fridge, and let it do its thing. What I'm doing here, it's a little faster than that, and it's just because that's what I like to do. So for this one, we're using rice vinegar, and I usually use a lot of it. So a big thing is that I notice that people you get in here all like, it's taking forever. I have to shake it like this, right? Well, Menso, if you take this little plastic part off, this thing right here, then you do this thing. Míralo. Hombre. Right? I use the whole thing. And the cool thing is that vinegar, so like say like once you're done pickling, that vinegar, don't throw it away, because that vinegar you can use for salad dressing. So this is like what people do too. Like, I don't know anyone else, but I know me, like we have a lot of, Emily loves pickles, man. We have pickle jars everywhere. Pickle juice here. She tells me I have a drinking for my gallstones. I was like, I don't even have gallstones. And then she tells me that's why. So there's an argument that's not starting. Well, anyway, so with that leftover pickle juice, I usually throw her famous baby carrots. I throw them in there. You know, whatever I have extra. I have onions, I throw them in the pickle juice. I'm a big fan of pickle juice. You know, but that's vinegar though. So what happens is that eventually after time, y'all get pickled and all that good stuff. You know, but that pickle juice, like the juice, like whatever's left over, whatever we made. You know, like I said, you can use it for anything. Like I like making dressing out of it, because now that all that vinegar has all that flavor from whatever you used it for. You know, and I have friends that reuse that same vinegar again and over and over and over again. So then we got our vinegar in here. Then we're gonna add sugar, right? So this is real fancy. So this is the vinegar, and this is the sugar. So this is a real fancy thing. You know, at my house, I have a thing of sugar, and it's in my freezer. Why? Because my mom said that it keeps it fresh, and the demons can't get to it, whatever that means. So how many spoons? I don't know. You like it sweet, not too sweet? All right, so this is 3 spoons right here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna whisk it with this funky Fiesta whisk. I have no idea what this is. Okay, and we're gonna whisk. We're gonna whisk like this until it dissolves, right? But you don't have, you can use brown sugar, you can use honey, you can use agave nectar. You know, you can use anything that's sweetened. It doesn't have to be sugar, you know? Or I have friends that just like strong vinegar and that's it, you know? They're the ones that always tell me like you got to, because you're never gonna grow hair on your chest, you know, but who wants a hairy chest? I don't.
Is the sugar just for taste, or is it?
No, so the reason why, so you have to think, so when we cook and when we deal with anything, we always gotta think about balance and flavor. So we have vinegar, and vinegar's real harsh, real strong, right? So what we gotta do is balance it. How we balance something that's super acidic with sweetness. So now what we're trying to do is get the sugar and balance it out together, right? And once you have that balance, right, and it's real important that you taste it. Where's my spoon? This is how we taste it, right? So you get it, and then it sucks because sometimes it's harsh and you're kind of like, Jesus, what was I thinking? And then sometimes you're like, ooh, I would just drink it like this. But then you get a heart problem like I do now, so no. Okay. We need one more scoop. My heartburn's kicking in now because of that. Okay, so now we got that. And we whisk it one more time. Okay. Okay. And then after that, this is gonna be the easy part. Since everything's cut already, we're gonna get our onions, but look, since it's all like stuck together, we're gonna try to break it apart like this, right? To be the easiest way. Like this. Then you throw our jalapenos in there. Always make sure it's all tossed together. Like that. And then after we're done with this, the best thing to do is to either put it in a jar with a lid, or to just something, or you can even put it like in a Ziploc bag and just put it in your fridge. Give it like an hour or two, and you're gonna get what you need. But this is the easiest way to deal with your leftover jalapenos, deal with your leftover onions. If you have garlic, you can add it in here. Anything you want pickled. And the cool thing is that once it's pickled, you can use that pickled veg for anything.